Hi everyone, welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today, guys, I'm going to be continuing with my Neptune in Through the Houses series. So as you can see there, I'm going with Neptune in the 12th house today. And this is a very special placement for Neptune over here because the 12th house and Neptune correlate to the same archetype in itself. So this is going to be a little bit different to all the other videos that I've done in terms of what information comes out. Okay. Now, before I go ahead and actually discuss the nature of Neptune through the 12th house, what I would highly suggest is that you check the introduction video. This is in a playlist in YouTube, so just go ahead and watch the introduction video first because it gives you a lot of information about the nature of how Neptune actualizes itself through the birth chart, okay? And then through that experience, come watch the placement of it because it helps you understand what is actually happening through that placement, okay? Fantastic. All right, so Neptune in the 12th house. Wow, you guys have got it cut out, to be honest. My first recommendation is that you're going to have to watch all the Neptunes through all the houses because Neptune in the 12th house correlates to the totality of all the manifestations of any single house. In other words, when Neptune finds itself in the 12th house, you can actually manifest all of the 11 other houses at any point. You don't actually have anything specific. So for instance, if I have Neptune in the 5th house, it correlates to projecting the ultimate meaning into my personality and how I project myself into children and how I represent myself. Yet Pluto, Neptune in the 12th correlates to that being part of your reality. Neptune in the 12th can correlate to having Neptune in the 10th house. It can have a manifestation of Neptune in the 3rd house. So it basically means that wherever Neptune is in your chart, you can manifest that as Neptune in the 12th house, which means that there isn't anything specific to you. How very Neptunian, because again, Neptunian correlates to the totality of consciousness in itself, the source of anything, everything, and so therefore it is everything and it is nothing. And at the same time, when you have Neptune placed in the 12th house, you're correlating to the manifestation of all types of ego identities. And so your disillusionment comes and your psychic awareness and your spiritual understanding comes through the recognition of what it actually means to just express pure source energy, to have absolutely no ego attachment whatsoever to the nature of your reality, to completely and utterly dissolve within reality in itself and to be a part of it. And that's actually ultimately what the Neptune in the 12th house is teaching is about teaching the nature of how we actually intimately connect to source energy, in other words, ourselves, in other words, self-awareness. I do something, and as I do this, I ask myself, why am I doing it? And through that question, the question of the self-awareness arises. Oh, I'm interested in this. Or for instance, if you like flying, okay, like flying or taking the bus or traveling, that you ask that question, why am I doing this? And you recognize that there is something inherently about you that loves traveling, that loves different cultures, that loves the diversity of things. And so that becomes the connection to source, the awareness of who I am. And so Neptune in the 12th house actually relates then specifically to that in that sense because it's doubly emphasized. It's not working on something specific. Neptune in the 11th, we're working on something specific, like what is my relationship to the nature of my community, to the groups I associate myself with, my identity. Yet the 12th house can be that as well. It can be the 10th house. It can be what are my spiritual beliefs. It can be everything and it can be anything. And that's extremely nebulous. That's extremely Neptunian in that sense. So when you're looking at how to interpret Neptune in your 12th house, you're looking at the nature of the introduction of this video, which is telling you how Neptune operates, but also at the same time being so intertwined with the nebulous energy of everything and anything that there is nothing that you are connecting to because you are, in a sense, that. I wish I could actually explain that better, but that's the best I could come up with at this point in time. And the irony of the situation is that between a Pisces, the 12th house, and Gemini, there is a natural square. And Gemini correlates to the phenomena of logical reality. In other words, how I name things in this reality so that I communicate it. So for instance, I can say computer, I can say wall, I can say microphone, I can say camera. And those all relate to you understanding what is in front of me. Yet at the same time, when you talk about the dimensions of reality that beyond words, in other words, just experience, feeling, intuitive knowing, this is Neptune, this is Pisces. And there's a natural square between the third and the 12th house, which then relates to the struggle of actually explaining something that is essentially intangible. Right? So this is what makes Neptune in the 12th house very difficult to interpret because of that. Now, when you're looking at the nature of your astrology chart in itself, how this can help is that there is a core evolutionary theme in your chart. And my opinion is that if you have Neptune in the 12th house, it will allow you to actually maybe look at the nature of that theme. So if you have Pluto in the 10th and South Node in the 3rd house, you're looking at your reputation being linked with the nature of your communication. And so with Neptune in the 12th, it can be that this theme is dissolving the nature of communication, because Neptune can be everything and anything. So it can be relating to that. I'm not saying it's the case, but I'm giving you an example of how to interpret it through the nature of the chart. Okay? All right, guys, fantastic. I hope that gave you some insights into the nature of Neptune in the 12th. Again, it's a very limited archetype in terms of explaining, because ironically, it covers everything. So watch all the Neptunes through the houses to be able to understand where you fit into this case. So if you might have Neptune in the 3rd, you can manifest all of them. That's the thing. There is nothing specific to you because it's unbound. That's the purpose. Fantastic. Okay, guys. I would say that the polarity point, I just wanted to say to you quickly, the polarity points of Neptune in the 12th will then correlate to Virgo. So the things that I would definitely highly suggest for yourself is being very in the moment, showing up in life, integrating practical common sense into your life, linealogical approaches, and using discernment at all points in time. That will help you be able to understand what is real and what isn't real relative to Neptune in the 12th, okay? Fantastic, guys. What I want to share with you is that after this video, please come over to my website, simonforster.com, and book a reading with myself. I've got all the information about what you actually get through a reading, so you can read that over there. I've got some options, and so book a reading with myself, send me an email, and we can have a Skype session and such. It truly is a valuable piece to your life's work in terms of your spiritual direction, because it can never disappear. There's not something that you can get from it now and then in 3 years' time it doesn't make sense to you. It's a piece of information that sticks with you your whole life. And you'll listen to a lot of astrologers or a lot of people that got into spirituality in a way, and they always go, "Well, I had an astrologer reading with an astrologer once, or I had whatever in that sense, and it changed my life, and I sort of recognized something in me." And so that's what it can actually offer. So come over to my website, simonforster.com. The link is in the description below, and check out what it is that I have to offer in terms of how can I help you. Okay? Other than that, guys, please hit the like and subscribe button and share this information as much as possible. And until then, take care. Bye-bye.